What else could I collect? Welcome back to Sky's Movies, and today's a bit of a different video. I've been having a bit of a think about branching out a bit and sort of collecting something else. Obviously, I collect Blu-rays, DVDs, video games, all the usual stuff really. Something I've never really spoke about on my channel is music. Now, back in the day, and I'm talking probably late 80s, but sort of early 90s, I went through a bit of a kick of collecting on vinyl at the time, movie soundtracks. And I remember a bit of a story, I used to go to a place in Manchester Sound Centre called, I think it was called Power Cuts Records or something like that. Anyone who lives in Manchester area and old enough to remember it, comment down below if you remember Power Cut Records. Yeah, and I remember going there with my brother and a mate of mine, and you could pick up soundtracks for a few quid each. It really wasn't very expensive at all. But maybe you could get some for maybe 3 quid, 4 quid, a quid maybe even. But an old vinyl, and I remember back in the day picking up vinyls of all sorts of movies. A lot of stuff I was obviously into. You know, you can get like the E.T. soundtrack. I remember having the Three Amigos soundtrack. I had a few on a picture disc as well. I think I had the Jumping Jack Flash soundtrack. That rings a bell. Yeah, obviously it's like things like Star Wars and a lot of obscure things as well. But yeah, I used to love picking up the soundtracks, and at some point in the last 30 years, I got rid of all my vinyl. I don't know what happened to it. My brother might possibly have some of it still, because he was a DJ for quite a few years, and not he DJ a lot of movie soundtracks, but he did sort of hold on to a lot of our records. But yeah, I've been thinking about. Is there something else I could sort of start collecting, something to look for kind of in charity shops when I'm out and about? And basically, when it comes to DVDs, a lot of stuff I'm kind of looking for at the minute is I'll be honest, is stuff to trade into CX. Video games, I'm kind of, again, stuff to trade into CX, but there is stuff, you know, for if it's something I'm after, you know, I'll add it to the collection. And it's not there's a collection for video games, especially, but if it's a game I want, and I'll I'll pick it up to keep. And also if it's something I can trade in, I'll trade it in. If there's any value in it, you know. And same with DVDs, really. I mean, me general stuff that I pick up in charity shops now. I had a bit of a cull a few weeks back in my collection, DVDs and Blu-rays. And I've been, believe it or not, it might not seem like it be picking up sort of less really. On the DVD front, there's not a lot of movies that I really want on DVD anymore. There's probably a handful that I'm still on the lookout for, on DVD or Blu-ray, but primarily probably DVD, because Blu-rays you don't generally find in charity shops. Not the films I'm thinking of anyway. But yeah, and I just thought, to sort of make it a bit more exciting on the old hunts, I thought I'd start checking out CDs, and not just any old music, but basically start checking for movie soundtracks in charity shops, and sort of build a bit of a collection of some sort of, if I can find anything that was it's a movie I'm a big fan of, and it'd be cool to get the soundtrack. On CD. I don't have a record player anymore. I don't want to go down the vinyl route. There's been quite a lot of Blue Tube has been picking up a lot of vinyl recently and sort of getting back into music, but this is just a sort of a sideline, really. I thought if I could have a look in charity shop through the CDs, see what I can find. It might be nothing out there. It might be all Spice Girls and Steps, or I don't know, Roy Orbison or something. I don't know, Beatles, whatever. But there's got to be some. There's got to be some soundtracks out there, hasn't there? I don't know. I mean, I've been having a look. I've got a few CDs sort of in the cupboard. I don't really even have a proper CD player at the minute. I'll be honest. But I can play through PlayStation, through a 4K player, whatever. You still play CDs. And I was looking through my cupboard, see if it actually had any already, and I did find 3. Which I'll be honest, I kind of forgot I had. First one I got is a soundtrack which I think is actually my daughter's. I picked it up for a few years ago, and it's the Frozen 2 soundtrack. Yeah, is what it is. This is one that I didn't know I had, and it is a pretty good movie. It's the Bodyguard soundtrack, so it's obviously got a lot of Whitney Houston music on it. In fact, it looks pretty much all Whitney Houston. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's at least 6 songs from Whitney Houston on there. But yeah, it's a Bodyguard, obviously quite an iconic soundtrack. And I've also got this, which is this is definitely one that I want to sort of add to a collection if I have one. And it's the Greatest Showman soundtrack. I absolutely love the Greatest Showman. One of my favourite films of the last few years. So yeah, I think I might have picked this up, and probably maybe the Bodyguard as well, in free job lots. Believe it or not, occasionally I pick up job lots that have some CDs in them, and I remember going through them and sort of finding the odd one or two. I've sort of kept to one side, and obviously at this point I've put a couple of soundtracks to one side as well. But yeah, so that's it really. I just wanted to let you know that I'm going to be having a look in charity shops for soundtracks as we go on. I'm not expecting to pick them up every week. I might not find any. Obviously, it's got to be a soundtrack I'm interested in as well. I'm not just going to pick up the first soundtrack I find. It's got to be a movie I'm interested in. Say, I don't know, something like Ghostbusters or something. I'd probably pick that up. Especially 80s films as well. I had, as I said earlier, I had a lot of these sort of things when I was younger. So yeah, that's it really. I just wanted to let you know I'm going down a different collecting route where I'm going to start looking now as on top of DVDs and Blu-rays and games. I'm going to be checking out the CDs and seeing what we can find. So yeah, that's it really. So yeah, comment down below. If there's any if there's any soundtracks you would pick up, what what would be your go-to soundtrack that you'd want to sort of get in a collection if you had a collection. Maybe we need to compile a bit of a list of stuff that I want to look out for. I don't know, it might be an idea. But yeah, don't forget to like and share and subscribe, and I'll see you soon for the next video. Bye guys!